All right, everybody, welcome back. Oh, we got 5 people in here already. 3 likes. I really like that.
People in here already. Three
Oh, I
likes.
gotta
I
turn
really
it
like
down.
that.
Hey. Oh my head. I know, guys. People always comment about me fidgeting with my hat. It's just something I do. I slurp my coffee. Sorry about that. If you don't like that, I apologize. Hey, Carly.
Hey, Carly. What's up, baby girl? I hear it on the TV.
Yeah.
I try to turn it down.
Yeah. So today we're gonna have a conversation. Doing homework. Oh no.
I like doing homework.
Trish likes doing homework. She's a nerd type. Not there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, people. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm a bookworm.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. There we go. So again, today I was doing a little bit of reading on Reddit. It's a lot. I like homework too, but I'm overloaded this semester.
Yeah.
Well, you can always bring it down and Trish will help you with it.
Why not?
Hey, Prepared, thanks for stopping by. Oh, we're doing really good. How are you doing? I've been doing a little, searching on Reddit, doing a couple of little things here and there. YouTube, whatnot. Again, everybody knows from past live streams, videos. I do a lot of research on homesteading, whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it homesteading, you want to call it farming, you want to call it ranching, it's all the same. Oh, thanks. Thanks. It says at the bottom of it, it says, you can't really see it right there, but it says Lonely World, Saint or Sinner. Oh, Lonely World, Saint or Sinner. Which one am I? Am I the saint or am I a sinner? Glad you're doing good, Prepared. We always love having you. You're one of our people that we know is always going to be here. We appreciate that so much for the support. Cinder for sure. Oh, Carly. Yeah, you got me. I can't complain. I can't even lie about that one. You know what I mean? But if you're not a sinner, then you're a saint. And I sure ain't no saint. So I've been, doing obviously my normal research, browsing channels, browsing YouTube, the internet, Reddit. And I read a Reddit post that really stuck with me a little bit because I've said the same thing a few times. Right, everybody's a sinner, right? That's so true. So if I read a Reddit post that kind of stuck with me because I felt the same way that this person who posted it felt, and it kind of needed to be talked about. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. I don't hear a lot of people mentioning it. It's one of those things that, go without being said. On these homestead channels, you always get a lot of, people stating, they're on a budget. They don't make very much money. It's hard living. It's hard work, which obviously it is hard living and it is hard work. But they're saying about, they do this because they love it. They love it. They don't do it for the money. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They're living on a budget. They're, they're not struggling per se, but they're, not, YouTube is not their main source of income, or the homestead is not their main source of income. Come on, everybody. Say hi, Odin. Sorry, guys. Odin wants to say hi. He's always got to be in every video. He's kind of like P. Diddy, for those of y'all old enough. Got to be in the video. Tupac said that about P. Diddy back when he was fighting with Biggie. But anyway, yeah. They're always saying about how, life is tough. And Carly says, hi, Odin. They don't, hello, Diddy.
It's Adrian.
I'm beating with, Diddy, yeah. Adrian knows all about Diddy, don't you, Adrian? Ain't that your cousin or something?
Oh, just stop.
Mr. Brown? That's Mr. Brown, y'all.
Cleveland.
That's Cleveland Brown. If y'all see unbeaten in the chat, that's Cleveland Brown. But either way, they're always saying about how, it's a hard life. But then you watch their channel and you see that, the wife don't work, the husband don't work. They're driving around two $80,000 trucks, $100,000 tractor, buying, all this feed for the animals, building new fences, putting up new gardens, doing all kinds of crazy things. Got 3 side-by-sides, but ain't neither one of you work, ain't neither one of you got have a paycheck coming in other than your channel. I'm studying too much when my phone auto-corrects Diddy to Hey, Tina, thanks for stopping by. But ain't neither one of them work, but they talk about how they live paycheck to paycheck, and it's a struggle every day. And, someone explained to me how you live in paycheck to paycheck when you got two $80,000 trucks. You got, side-by-sides. You got $100,000 tractors. Yes, I understand there's sponsorships, and I understand, sponsorships go a long way. But listen, you're not struggling as bad as you say you are. You're using that to get to your average Joe, viewer on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're putting it at. And, I don't think that's right. If you're gonna be say you have a hard time, you're struggling paycheck to paycheck, budget to budget, financially, you have a hard time, what I mean? Because it costs a lot of money. It costs money to do this. It's not cheap. You know what I mean? Like, as you see right now, we're just in the prep phase. And listen, we live paycheck to paycheck. Our schedule is pretty tight. We miss one thing that we don't buy that we need. It could cause us to be set back almost a whole year because of money. And that's, that's how it works. But if you're going to say you're paycheck to paycheck, you're living on a budget, you're homesteaded, farming, ranching, whatever it is, you're putting up a new barn every 6 months, you know what I mean? Listen, you got people, and you're not putting it up. You got people coming out there putting it up. You got contractors drilling 5 different wells. You got, all kinds of crazy things going on. Those things take people that are living on a budget time and effort. And, a lot of people that are homesteading still have to keep a part-time job, like we talked about. Got to have some cash flow coming in. You can't depend on YouTube. I mean, we don't look to YouTube to be a cash cow or even a money flow. We did this basically because we wanted people to see, hey, Cheyenne, Carly's here. Hey, everybody say hi to Cheyenne Marie and Carly and Tina and Adrian. Man, we got them all in here. Unbeaten. We got them all. Everybody got our usuals and a couple new ones. If I can get all you guys to hit that thumbs up button for me, that really helps a lot. But it takes effort, it takes time, and it takes money to get water and electricity and sewage and wells. And you're not going to start off. These people are starting off with selling $2 million houses and saying they're on a budget. You started off with a $2 million budget. You just sold a $2 million house, and you move on to the homestead with your first day on a homestead. You're hiring bulldozers and track hoes and mini excavators, and you're starting off way ahead of the most of the people that are living on a budget. And to me, that's just not right. You know what I mean? You're I mean, yes, I know on YouTube there's a lot of, what do they call that? where they say it's one thing. Weren't you just watching a video earlier? It said it was going to show you something that wasn't. You and Biscuit. Oh, hi, Biscuit. Biscuit's the puppy's name.
Oh, that's not what they named them?
Yeah, her. Yeah, Biscuit. That's Biscuit. You're getting people that want to see how to do it on a budget, and they're thinking like, how can I afford all that? What you have? You know what I mean? Muy bruda. Carly speaking Spanish to us. But you're discouraging people because they think that, like, okay, how am I supposed to, start a homestead, run all this, get all this done, plus afford, $1,200 a month in car payments and tractor payments and side by side payments, and you're looking at $2,000-3,000 in just vehicle payments a month, let alone build a homestead.
Dude, I can barely afford my rent, let alone affording a car payment and a side by side and a tractor and hiring people to, clear my land, and like that's just that's unreal.
Testify.
Oh, because I said I can barely pay my rent.
Right? I mean, but everybody knows, like, that's a common factor of the world today. The prices are going up. Everything's more expensive. Right, Shine? I mean, Adrian, Tina, and Carly, you're in school, so you'll know soon enough. You and Jason. Speaking of, his little butt better get in here.
Yeah, I don't know where Shane's at.
I'm going to message him real quick and let him know. Oh, don't worry, Dad, I'll be there. And then Ian's little butt. But yeah, it's you make it look easier or harder than what it is, and you discourage people, make people think that, like, there's no way I could do what they're doing. I mean,
that's why we didn't start this journey way before this,
right? Because
we didn't think that we could afford to do it.
You look at all these things people have, and nothing but this.
Oh
man, y'all ain't right.
Family friendly in the chat, please.
If I can get everybody to drop the thumbs up for me, please, I really appreciate that. You got to think about people who pay workers lower than minimum wage legally, because they're easy to take advantage of.
Yep.
To pay workers basically scraps. Of course, they have money to do the thing.
Yeah,
right. That's true too, Carly. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of things. Again, everybody hit that. There's 11 people in here. If I can get all you to hit that thumbs up button for me, it really, really helps the channel. We're trying to grow. Bigger and bigger here as we go. Oh, now we lost one person. I guess me asking for thumbs up is making people. Who's trying to say? Well, maybe down there, right, Cheyenne?
okay.
It's hard to ethnically pay bills and do
All
everything
right,
yourself with this. It is, and that's the problem with this economy. Like, I was just watching a guy. I watch on YouTube. This guy, he bought some land down in Arizona. They were paying $43,000 a year in rent. If you figure out what you pay a year in rent, you could buy land for that, and pay the same amount almost, and like I said before, I've said it many, many, many times, land is always an investment. It is always going up. You will always make money up. If you buy land now, so you buy 1 acre and let it sit for 10 years, 10 years from now, you're going to make $2-3 grand off of it because it's constantly going up. Yeah.
It is ethically hard to pay bills by yourself, but I mean, it can be done. I mean, yes, year by year, everything is starting to go up and up and up and up and up and up. And yeah, I mean, rent.
Hey, food, Alex, thanks for stopping by, bud.
Your electricity, your water, your sewage, your garbage. I mean, everything is going up. And that's why, price of living's going up. And you sometimes, employers sometimes will raise the price of your wage, but sometimes they don't. Shit, I know there's places still around here that still literally only pay minimum wage. Like, how are you supposed to live on $7.50 an hour?
Right, Jason. Right, Carly. It's doable. People just take the easy way out. And then Jason said everything is hard to be ethical with people who profit unethically, make anything ethical even harder, making others be unethical. It is literally impossible, Carly.
It is literally impossible.
Because as soon as you feel like you're getting ahead, you know how it is.
Well, right. And not only that, but like, you're used to living a certain way.
Right, Carly, tongue twister. Jason on it was, he got to be the show off his brains.
Literally, you're used to living a certain way. And Cheyenne, this is no pun towards you, honey. But like going and getting your nails done, getting your hair done,
Dr. Seuss, right?
Getting, doing things for yourself, cut those out of the equation and you're still struggling to make ends meet.
Right.
But you think, what's the point in doing it anymore? Because you have nothing to look forward to, because all your money is going towards your bills and stuff, and it's going towards nothing for you. And, you're like, well, what's the point anymore? Da this. You know what I mean?
Carly and Jason, I see you guys.
So, it's hard.
It is hard. And that's the thing, though. If you break it down and you take it little by little, you can win at this game called life, but you got to, think about it. And I sat back one day and I said to myself, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. You know what I mean? They're just, you can't, this is not just, what happens is you just become so comfortable and barely surviving that you don't think about the other options. And, as I started to look into things and I started to realize that, like I've said a million times, I got neighbors 10 foot one way, 10 foot one way, all four ways around me. I got 10 foot neighbors. I got rules that I live by. I'm not allowed to have this, not allowed to have that. Can't have a pool in my yard. Can't have a trampoline. Can't have build a fence. It has to be a certain type of, we can get into all that another time. It's all in all the other videos. You can go check them out. But why would I do that whenever I can go spend that same amount of money, or maybe a little bit more? Obviously, in the beginning, it's going to take more to build up. But spend that money and have 10, 15, 20 acres to myself. And, as long as you go somewhere where the restrictions are low, you can pretty much do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, however you want to do it. And don't have to worry about, the neighbors across the way, is it too late and your dog's barking, or, your music's too loud, or, you have a cookout and, your neighbor across the way is trying to sleep because they work 11 to 7, which I understand. You want to be respectful, and you should. But in this situation, I could bring a whole band onto my property and ain't no one going to say nothing. We could put loudspeakers up. We could, shoot off mortar fireworks and just go to town. You know what I mean? And, and why not? And then you got these people that are portraying that they're doing this and making the average person feel like it's not possible, and making it look so hard and so unreachable. That's not fair. That's not right. You need to, be real. I get, you want to get likes and you want to get views on your YouTube page because that's how they make their money. I get that. Carly,
you think $60 is cheap for a set of nails? Honey, do you know what I could use that $60 for?
Right. like we talked about before, Carly. I know you haven't been here a bunch, but we spend like $300 to $400 twice a month just on food, and
that ain't counting my rent. That ain't counting my electricity. That ain't counting my water, my sewage, and my garbage. Like I could, yeah.
You got to, as Cheyenne knows, the cost to get back and forth to work.
Listen, honey.
Got to keep that car fixed. Got to put gas in it. Got to put oil in it, Cheyenne.
Listen, honey, I would love to go and get my nails done, but I grow my own. I don't have nothing on them right now because I don't have nothing to put on them, but.
She has them, what they call them, sticker nails.
But for some reason they're not sticking. So I need to find somebody out there who sells them.
Right, but yeah, well, where Carly's at, it probably is a little bit more expensive because it's a bigger area. You know what I mean? And it's just the things that that we take for granted in life, and the people portray just it's hard because, like I said. I looked into this 1,000 times for the last 10 years. I've talked about.
Dude, we've been looking into this for years.
And I've yet to find somebody who literally portrays like who we are. Because, they all have things that if you're not working and you're not, but you're trying to build a homestead and
believe me, Adrian, these are not press-ons. These are for real my own nails.
Yeah.
Listen, Adrian, Adrian's my buddy, but he's gonna get a knock on his door one of these days.
But yeah, when you go through these homesteading, ranching, farming channels, a lot of these people didn't start where we're starting, even though they say, they're on a budget. They're money's tight, they live tight, they're living paycheck to paycheck, they got to wait to do this and to do that, but they're not. They're the bigger your channel gets, obviously, okay, you make more money, make more sponsors, people, do videos, they give you free stuff, so you advertise their products and things like that. Obviously, we're not that big yet. When we get that big, we'll be taking sponsorships. For sure. That's going to help us build immensely. Like I just watched a guy yesterday, TYM, which is a tractor company, just sponsored him it's a tractor that's over $100,000. Yes, he eventually has to give it back. It's not his, but it doesn't matter. He didn't have to pay for that. For the 6 months or the year that he has that tractor, those are things on his homestead that he couldn't do before because he didn't have something big enough to do with. So now you can do more things. You can get more things done. You can get things done you couldn't get done before because of that sponsorship. I get that. And I'm, as a small creator, I understand we're a small channel and that's okay. And, no one really wants to, throw sponsorships our way yet. Someday, maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe we'll reach that level where, we'll get sponsorships. I don't know. But the problem with that is, all right, Alex, I'll see when you come back. But the problem is, a lot of them don't. I mean, they tell you, I get sponsors and I'm sponsored by this person, sponsored. Okay. I get this sponsor, I get that sponsor.
I'm going to turn the TV in the living room down too.
All right, Trish needs to get more coffee on. She'll be right back. But, the other problem is but they're telling you that they're living on a budget when they're not. They're making a lot more off of YouTube, off of these brand deals, off of sponsorships, affiliate links, that a lot of people, unless you reach a large community, you don't get those opportunities. So how are you saying you're struggling when I just watched 3, you want to show your plant off?
Look, my plant's still living, guys.
And it's actually growing a little bit.
And it's actually growing. So it's still alive. I've only had it a week, but...
And it's been super cold here.
It's still living. I'm proud of myself.
But like I was saying, I just watched in the last 2 weeks, at least 10 different channels do sponsorship videos on a $4,000 solar generator. Okay, the solar generator itself is worth $3,700. Plus, they gave them solar panels to go with it. So you're looking at over $4,000 worth of supplies right there. Do you know what I could do with a $4,000 generator, it's a whole house generator. It'll run a whole house. No problem. You know what I mean? Everything you run in your house right now, you can run off that for 48 hours and not have to charge that bad boy ever. For 48 hours. You know what I could do with that? We just bought a generator, which the video will be coming up here soon. Again, there's a video came out today at 1:00. Go check that one out. That's about the shade tent.
Explain to them.
What? Oh yeah, I'll get to that. Tomorrow at 2:00, there'll be another video hit. It's about the shower tent. It's a 2-room shower tent that we got for our prep. Now back to the shade tent, okay? We're not professionals. We don't try to be professionals. Again, we just want to document this lifestyle and show people what it's really about and how it can be really done with time, effort, and ingenuity, if you really think about it. Well, as we were filming, I guess Trish decided to flip the camera when she was going inside the screen tent.
So everything is upside down.
So that part of the video is upside. That part of the video is upside down.
It's upside down.
So when you watch it, just turn your head up like this, like that. When you watch it, it'll make perfect sense. But by the time that I went through most of the videos, when I edit them, I go through 3/4 of the video, but that's towards the end of the. I break them down into clips so they're easy to put into videos. Hey, Lisa.
Carly said you can edit that, silly.
Yes, but I didn't watch it the whole way through, Carly. What the problem was is I watched it until right before that happened. And then I go back and I delete them because I don't have a lot of space on my iPad. You know what I mean? Yes, I got a new iPad, everybody, for editing and videos. And I love it.
I'm so tired of hearing this, guys, but I'll let him do it one more time.
And I love it. I love it. I love it so much. It's amazing. And for all you kids out there that are going to talk, crap on me because all the crap I talked on, Apple. Now I have an iPhone. Now I have an iPad. You know what I mean? Listen, I don't know what I would do without them. But yes, I have an iPad for my. You love your iPad? I know I have an iPad A16. It's 11 inch. It's 11 inch. I swear that thing is like. Right now we're on the laptop. I swear that thing's like a mini laptop. There's not anything I can't do on there that I can't do on this laptop. I don't have a case for it yet, or we would have been. I was going to do the live on there tonight, but I don't have a case for it with a stand. So maybe next week or maybe a couple weeks when I get a stand, I'll do the live off there. But
here, I'll go get it so he can show it off. Oh, yeah, Odin.
You couldn't go through college without your iPad. Yeah, I'm telling you, listen, this thing's amazing. I love it. But I go through 3/4 of the video and then I break them down into like 4 or 5 minute clips so that they're easy on space. It takes up less space to do it that way than it does to do one whole video.
It's dirty.
Oh yeah, it's really dirty because I've been editing the 2 videos. Again, there'll be a video hit today at 1:00. There'll be a video tomorrow at 2:00. Check them out. Leave comments, guys. Comments help the channel so much more than what you'll ever know. Like, comment, tell your friends, come like, subscribe. So this is it. This is my new iPad. Wrong way. This is my new iPad. The screen's a little dirty, Tina, so don't hate me.
I tried to wipe it off.
And there it is. You know what I mean? There's my front screen.
Carly said it looks like mine.
Front screen, Trishy. One of Trishy's designs. Well, I can't ever get this right.
It's the opposite direction. If you wanted, you go this way.
There we go. Yeah, it's one of Trishy's designs that she made that I've had for a while. Yeah, mine's blue. What color is yours, Carly? Mine's blue. Blue. Put that over there in case Odin decides to jump up here.
Oh, he's going to watch it tomorrow. Walmart doesn't release them until 3:00.
Yeah, like I said, we dropped one drop today at 1:00. That's about the shade tent.
Hers is gray. I could have got the gray.
Don't say it.
Well,
don't put that
I'm not.
Okay.
I could have got the gray Well, it's silver. It says on there it's silver. There's blue. There was black, and there was yellow. And I really didn't think,
All right, Jason, go eat, buddy.
The black and the silver are too common. And honestly, the blue, I mean, if you look at our phones are blue. I can't stand that.
Yeah.
Like, our phones are blue. And I didn't think he'd like the yellow one, so I got him the blue one.
What's my favorite color now? Blue. iPad Air. Yeah, this is iPad A16, the 2025 version.
I got it through our phone company.
Yeah, T-Mobile.
Yeah, I just added an extra line and got an iPad. I didn't know I could do that.
$25 extra a month instead of going out and spending $700-800 on an iPad.
That iPad is $500.
I just paid $25 a month, and there you go. You know, it's nice. It does everything I needed to do. You know, but
and I get my laptop, so
yeah, and I got to clean the laptop out. I'll do that later. Reset it and get all my stuff off of there. But I'm learning, guys. Listen, I might be old. We might be old. I'm learning. And technology is my thing. I love to learn. I love new technology. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were trying to decide if we wanted to get another laptop so that he could have his and I would have one, because I take it to work and I do my stuff on it while I'm at work and what have you.
Her designs and watches TV and movies.
And we were trying to figure out how in the world we could get another laptop so that,
because it came down to the things we need. The last couple of things we need are super semi-expensive. Like, speaking of like generators, we bought a generator, bought a 4,000 watt dual fuel generator. Again, I won't, the video will be out soon on that. Give me a couple of weeks. I got to figure out.
Paid that with my hard-earned money.
Yeah, that was $412. You know what I mean? That comes out, Yeah, it's cold out, Jason. That's for sure. Yeah, laptop and TV in one. I'm telling you, I can do anything on that iPad as I can do on my laptop. It's nice. I mean, before 10 years ago, I would have never thought. Someone told me I was going to be using Apple products, iPhone products. I would tell you were crazy. I didn't believe in them. But I have an Android tablet. I have an old Android phone. And I have the iPad and iPhone. I'm telling you what, that they just listen. Apple, if you hear this, you can sponsor us anytime you want. We'll take any sponsorship, Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But being we live on a budget, so we're prepping to move to a homestead. Start our own land. If you want to call it a homestead, you want to call it a farm, call it a ranch. It's going to be all those things. We're not just going to have food. We're not just going to have animals. We're going to have buildings and houses, and hopefully you kids, about to go get a buffalo fire wrap. Oh, there you go. Hopefully, at some point in time, you kids come down and want to stay. Make room, build you, a little spot for yourself. What have you. So it's going to be a homestead, a farm, a ranch. It's going to be home, is what it is. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, there definitely are Stingy Wood sponsors, Jason. I know that's what the joke was about, but it's going to be a little bit of everything depending on, what we decide to make of it, You could call it at some point. What did they call that? What did David Koresh have?
A cult?
No, not a cult. Where he lived, they had a name for it.
A compound.
Yeah, compound. You can call it a compound because, at some point, if it's up to me, I'll have all the kids there and their significant others. And if they have kids, their kids will be there, and we'll just keep growing and getting bigger and bigger, our land growing, and, everybody have their own space and, have just a whole community. You know what I mean? That's if it's up to me. But, you kids do as you want. I don't ever, tell you what you should or shouldn't do. But we live on a budget, like I said. So for us to take $200 or $300 out of a paycheck is hard, because that $200 or $300 could go towards one of our homestead preps. Okay, so we go and buy another laptop for $300. That's one homestead prep we're not getting, and then that may put us behind a little bit further. Because see, how it works is we want to go in the end of May when Jackson gets out of school, because then we'll have 3 to 4 months of summer to where we have time to, clear and take trees down and put up a structure or move in an RV or both. You know what I mean? Like, we maybe put up a structure and put an RV in before winter comes. I just don't know how that would mesh with me. Well, Jason, your business wouldn't be on the property. You would have your business in a business district. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't have nothing to do with your business. Jason wants to start a business eventually for what he's going to school for, which is cool and great. But you wouldn't have your business right on the property, Jason. You'd want to get your business where there's more, traffic and things like that. No, it's not ever a bit of a drive. See, that's what you kids and people like me and Trish, well, not me and Trish, but Trish and you guys, a lot of people don't understand that where we came from, everything was close. A lot of places, when I lived down in Maryland, the jobs were in DC, which were 45 minutes to an hour away. That was a normal commute every day, an hour there, an hour back. That was a normal commute. You ask someone around here to drive an hour to work, and they look at you like you got 10 heads. They'd rather go make $8 an hour, at this job instead of driving 45 minutes to make $18 or $19 an hour. You know what I mean? It doesn't pay off. Well, yes, it does. Down there, it's all highway. It's all, you're going, but either way. So that stops our, we go and buy it. So this way with the, the phone company, we could buy that and it doesn't affect our homestead preps, which, it's nice. But yeah, Jason, like I said, I've told you 100 times, we want to be somewhere no further than 45 minutes outside of a city. So like how Wimber is to Johnstown, that's where I want to be a little bit further, more like Pleasantville to Johnstown. You know what I mean? I don't want to be, Johnstown may not be a big city, but it's big enough. It has a big hospital, has, your big box stores, has everything you pretty much need. The smaller towns in between are going to have your little mom and pop shops, your Dollar Generals and things like that, your feed stores, and that's all fine and dandy. But I don't want to be far from a hospital, and I don't want to be far from box stores or places where, you can get a job, or, we want to go make money. We want to start a farm stand or, animals or whatnot. You're probably going to have to drive in closer to the city to do that. You're going to get more traffic, more, you know what I mean? But that's not a long drive for people. When there's not 8 inches of snow on the ground like there's around here, that's not a long drive. 45-minute drive down in Texas, it's all flat. You know what I mean? There's no mountain. Well, there's some parts of Texas, but most of Texas is flat. 45-minute drive, it's a nice, peaceful drive. You might use a quarter tank of gas in a big ass truck, go 45 minutes to an hour. Around here, it costs you half a tank of gas, a whole 40-gallon tank of gas to get you, an hour away with all the mountains and things you're climbing.
What is it? Go get it.
What's that down there, Trish? Oh, that's his dog food.
That's his dog food.
Everybody's bringing his dog food. Everybody's bringing his dog food back here into the room and sitting it down. But it's not as far as you think when you're not climbing all the mountains or you're being paid right. And someone like you, Jason, who wants to start a business, you want to put it somewhere where there's Odin's talking to us.
Tell me all about it.
You want to put it somewhere where there's foot traffic, where there's vehicle traffic.
Are you going to tell me?
You want to, and that's the thing about.
Tell me.
When you want to do a homestead on a budget, you want to, the further away from the city you go, the cheaper it's going to be. The closer you are to the city,
tell me,
the more that land is going to be, because it's more of a convenience. Tell me about it. If you're 10 minutes outside of a big city like,
is that right?
Memphis or Tallahassee,
is that right?
You're going to pay $80,000 for 20 acres when I'm going to pay 40.
Is that right? Tell me.
She's having fun with the dog.
Tell me. Tell me all about it.
Tell her about it, guys. She don't want to hear that crap, do you guys? But Odin's talking to us.
He's sitting over there. He's sitting over there. He's going, come on. Oh!
So hi. Ow. No, I know. You're all excited now. He loves to be on camera and wants to see everybody.
You're going to tell everybody all about it. Tell me all about it. You're going to tell me about it?
But, the closer you are to a big city, like for instance, Memphis, or like I said, even Cleveland or Cincinnati in
I'll
Ohio,
take you outside.
or
Come on.
Pittsburgh, Philly. You're going to pay more for the land. So 45 minutes out is about as far as I'd like to go. Maybe, I might go as far as an hour, but that's, what I mean, that's pushing it. But that's how you do things. When you have to live on a budget and you live at your means and you're not going out and borrowing. Yeah, we could go out and borrow money right now to start, get things together. But then you're behind the eight ball even more. Because now you have these loans out, you have all this money out, and you got 20-year loan, 10-year loan here, 5-year loan for your car, 20-year loan for, and it's hard to get a loan for land, but either way, you can do it. There's places that will do it, but yeah, Jack comes up on the weekends. Yeah, he should be here tomorrow because they're off Friday. So sometime tomorrow we're going to go down and get him, probably in the afternoon after Trish wakes up because she has to work tonight. But you find ways to make it work. And it's not always convenient. It's not always easy. Like I was explaining to you the other day, Jason, you mean Monday? No, he'll be here. They're off tomorrow, which is Friday, buddy. They have an Act 80 day tomorrow. But you find ways to do it. There's people out there that, thanks for coming back, Alex. No, I don't think they're off Columbus Day, buddy. I don't think everybody's off. I mean, we were never off Columbus Day. We always went to school Columbus Day. You went to school Columbus Day too, bud. But being 45 minutes out isn't that far. If you talk to any of these people that have homesteads or watch them, they're at least 45 minutes from a nice sized city, and that's kind of average. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how you want it. Oh yeah, you're there. You're at school, so you don't. It's no big deal to you, huh? Are you off Monday, Carly? I know you said you was coming in this weekend. But you find ways to do it, and you don't portray that you're on a budget when you're not on a budget. If at some point in time we get to the point where our YouTube gets big and we're making money off of it and we're getting sponsorships and making money off that, I'm not going to sit here and tell people we struggle. This is hard financially. I'm going to be honest with people and say, listen, we worked hard. We got to where we're at. We have a farm stand. We, maybe breeding pigs or cows or chickens and selling them. Might do tours for schools on a homestead. Things like that. I make fields and sell hay. Hay is like $60 a bale now. You know what I mean? Yeah, see, Tina, yeah, I thought you got school on Monday, Tina. Uh-oh, here comes Odin. I thought he was going to jump on me. But, you can make money that way. There's lots of ways to make money, but if at some point I'm making money to where, we're not struggling, and I'm to a point to where, hey, we're putting up new sheds over here, new buildings over there, and we're going to, getting new animals, cost $300-$400 a clip. I'm going to tell people this is how we did it. I'm not going to tell you, oh, we're struggling, we're on a budget, and I want people to be able to live this lifestyle. I don't want to scare them away from it, and that's another reason why we started this channel, because we want people to see that it's possible. It just takes a little bit of effort and time. Time is the biggest thing, and effort is key. And when it comes to vegetables, we talk about that. Gardens. Trish is on that point. That's her doing. You know what I mean? I'll help out as much as I can, but no. My grandma used to make us. That used to be like punishment when I was a kid. Growing tomatoes on my part, right? You can grow tomatoes. We'll all be growing tomatoes. I like spaghetti sauce.
Listen, tomatoes are, believe it or not, but tomatoes are one of the hardest things to grow.
And that's what I was finding out. Like I said last stream, that there's 1,000 different varieties of tomatoes, 1,000 different varieties of collard greens, 1,000 different varieties of broccoli and cauliflower and lettuce. And I'm like, what? I go to the store and it says lettuce on the bag, I buy it. I'm from the city, like, you know what I mean? My grandma, you know, like I said, God rest her soul. I don't want to say it was punishment, but when she was mad at us, it was go pick the weeds out of the garden. It was,
to me, that wasn't punishment.
you know, it was, we hated that, man. That was just,
that was
brutal. My grandma had like a, I don't know, I'd say like a 1/4 acre garden. You know what I mean?
See, you know, we'd be like, Papa would be like, go get the weeds out of the garden. Okay. I'd be out there, dude. I wouldn't eat dinner because I was picking and eating while I'm picking the weeds.
No, I wasn't a big vegetable person to begin with back then. I am now. I mean, like a lot of kids, you know, you grow up, you don't like, you know, broccoli, cauliflower, onions, you know, peppers, tomatoes.
I used to love cauliflower. I don't like it anymore.
I'm not a big tomato fan, but I will eat tomato sauce.
See, and I'm the opposite. I can't stand tomato sauce. I can't stand ketchup. But you put a plate full of tomato in front of me and it's gone.
Where's Cheyenne Marie? Because she's the same way. She's in little cherry tomatoes like they're
going out of style?
Like they're grapes or something.
Oh, yeah.
She'll put salt on a whole tomato and just, you know,
yep.
It's crazy. I'm like, I don't know how you can do that. The texture, it's a texture issue for me, I guess. Texture, you know, taste and
oh, I love tomatoes, man. But,
you know, like I was learning that Roma tomatoes are the tomatoes that you use to make spaghetti sauce with. That's another thing you're going to make money on. We're going to be canning, you know, green beans and peppers and onions and tomato sauces and tomatoes and pickles, cucumbers. And you can sell those at the farm stand too. People always think it has to be fresh produce that you sell. It doesn't. Trish likes to bake. You know, I'm going to have a shed. You know, we're going to build a shed for her. And we're going to put a stove and oven in there with a sink and a place, countertops for her to do, you know, her cookies and cakes and pies and breads. You know, and people love that. You know what I mean? That's a big seller. You know what I mean? And at some point, you know, you could do firewood and all that, but I can almost pretty much guarantee you're going to be in competition with every one of your neighbors when you do that. I mean, you're going to be in competition with neighbors when it comes to the vegetables and everything like that too. But then, you know, you got, like I said, eggs, you got, you know, milk, cows, you got goats. Again, you don't start off with nothing. You can start off with nothing and always work your way up to something. And it all takes time and effort. You have to be willing to put in that effort. And sometimes that's the problem today. But when people are saying that they're, you know, on a budget and they're struggling, you know, and you see them with all these things, you know, that scares people away. Then they want to give you the rundown. Oh, you know, I had to get my central AC fixed yesterday. Okay. You know how much central AC costs? You know, oh, it's central AC and heat. Sorry, you know, I had to put some new ducts in. Oh, well, we got some iron in the well we had, so we're going to have a, you know, guy come out and dig us a new well. See if we can get a new well dug. What? That's $8,000 right there. You know, just for a new well. That's not including the pressure tank. That's not including the pump. That's not including, you know, all the lines. You know, you're looking at $12,000, $13,000 by the time you run it to the house or, you know, put your hydrants in. If you can do all that, like the one guy we watch, I mean, he doesn't say he's on a budget or anything. He doesn't pretty much, you know, lead you the wrong way. I mean, he doesn't say anything, but he just paid $4,000 for a fence just in wood. If you can put up $4,000 just for wood, I mean, granted, you might be saving money, you might be doing, you know, and that's cool. But if you can put up $4,000 just for wood to build a fence, you're not struggling. I don't want to hear about you struggling. You shouldn't be telling people you're struggling.
But in no way, shape, or form does this, you know, does he say that he's struggling?
No, but there's people out there that do.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's people out there that, you know, they make these clickbaits, what do they call that?
Well, right. I mean, we watched this one YouTube. I can't even remember what the name of it was, but, you know, it, you know, had homesteading on a budget and they had, you know, this, you know, 10-room, 2-story log cabin as, right. You know, they come right on and said that they had just finished building it.
$600,000 cabin, you know what I mean?
Like, what?
You know.
I looked at him. I looked at him and, and this is another one of the reasons why we haven't started it a while ago, because, all these YouTubes that we watched, we thought that we had to have, at least, 500 grand in the bank to do anything.
You like that rap on Jason? Oh, you live in the woods, make your own. Right. Like the one guy I watched, like I was telling you guys last stream, he cuts trees down, 6, 7, 8 inch, and then, around, and then he
uses it for stuff on his homestead.
He debarks them and he uses them for posts. He's making a chicken run right now. It's crazy. You know what I mean? But you don't see that with these other homesteaders who are saying, we're on a budget. Everybody's on a budget. I get that. You know what I mean? But what is your budget? Like me and Tina were talking about earlier today. People live at whatever means they have.
What do you mean I sound old saying watching YouTubes?
YouTubes. Who says YouTubes, Trish? But like if you make $60,000 a year, you're gonna live at that $60,000 a year. If you make $100,000 a year, you're gonna live at that means. So everybody always says, they're broke and they don't have money, but you got 2 brand new cars, watching the TVs. She's watching the black and white TVs, Jason. You know that. She is old. She's older than me, so that's all that matters. So
only by 6 months.
Hey, that's still older, isn't it? Right? Mom's old, right? Come on.
Tina, do you hear this shit?
She's younger than me. Yes, I don't want her talking. She's younger, so she can, but don't come out and say you're something when you're not. I understand clickbait. I understand you want to get people to come to your channel. You want people to get the watch hours and, thumbs up and, granted, I want all that too, but I'm going to be honest with you. I want people to know that if it can be done, I'll let you know. Don't think we missed the white hairs on your goatee, pops.
Right?
There ain't no white hair. They've been like that for years. So look, I ain't got no gray in my hair. Okay. My goatee has been gray. There's gray in there. There's red in there. There's black in there. There's
I got gray.
There's brown in there.
Look, I got gray. See it? I blame all you kids for that.
Tina calls them fishers.
Yeah. From each one of you little fishers.
Yeah.
Plus Shane.
But, yeah. Because you don't have any hair. I go bald every month. Yeah, I go bald every month and grow back, huh? But, like, it's not as hard as people think. And like I said in the beginning, the first live stream we ever did, people were asking us, how would you plan on living in a one-room cabin, that's, got dirt floors, like Trish would say, dirt floors with no electricity, no water, going to outhouse. Yeah, you might start off with an outhouse, or whatever, a composting
That
toilet.
is true, Jason. Shane is a fisher.
You're right. Composting toilet or whatever you have. But, as soon as you get septic, you can put septic in. It's going to take time and everything takes money, but a little bit at a time. You can make it. You can make it happen. And like I was telling Tina earlier, she's like, do you really think we can make it on this timeline? And like me and Trish talked about many times, it's going to come down to the point where we're going to look at all the preps we had, and we're going to just say, look, okay, we have enough. Could we use more? You can always use more. Can you be prepared? Ever be prepared enough? No, you can never be prepared enough. Someone could tell you right now that a year from now, your car is going to break down, and you could be, put that in your head and tell yourself, well, I'm ready for it. It ain't never going to happen. You know what I mean? You will never be prepared until you go through the actual problem or situation. So it's going to come down to, look, let's measure out what we have. Do we think we can survive? And what can we go right now and survive? And can we make as we go?
Right now, yeah.
We probably could.
We probably could with everything that we have right now.
Well, not going into winter, we couldn't.
Well, but I'm saying, like, if we were going into summer right now, everything that we have.
If it was the beginning of spring, May-ish, end of May, we could make it.
We could make it.
We could make it.
We have our stove. We have
You're all right, Tina. Yeah, she said I actually heard
No.
she was in the kitchen. We're all the same age, pretty much. Knock them out. Sorry, late. You're all right.
Listen, I'm okay. So for
She
those of
just
you,
needed some backup, Tina.
for those of you that don't know, me, Jeff, and Tina are all the same age. I'm the oldest. I was born in January. Jeff was born in July, and Tina was born in November.
So Trisha's the oldest.
So I'm the oldest.
Like I said, she's the oldest. So let's, you know what I mean? Let's get some old heads in the chat, guys. Some boomers. She's a boomer. Right, Adrian. It takes time. You know, they're still working on. He says his sister and her husband are still working on their cabinet. It takes time and effort. You know what I mean?
Mama Trish.
Unk. There you go. Let's get some unks in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, you call me Unk, Jason. I know what you're talking about. All right, bro. But, you know, it takes time and effort, and you'll get there eventually. But we're going to look at our preps come May and say, look, you know, do we have enough that we can make it? And do we think that we can make it and, you know, keep making more? What are our options? And then you just have to pick up and go. It's going to be one of those decisions that if you sit back and wait until
you're never going to be prepared enough.
Until you feel like you're ready, you'll never have enough.
That's just like, you know, somebody saying, you know, I'm not going to have a baby until I'm financially stable. Guess what, honey? You will never be financially stable enough to have a baby.
No, never, because you think you know what it takes. Just like we think we know what it takes. But guess what? We're going to get there and we're going to be like, oh, we forgot about this. Oh, we didn't think about that.
Right.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's going to be things that we're not prepared for.
I mean, right now, we're still, you know, we still need, you know, we were thinking about doing coolers and stuff, but we come to the conclusion that we're going to buy a mini fridge.
We have a freezer.
We have a freezer.
We have a upright freezer. What do you call them? A deep freezer.
You know, so we're going to buy a fridge for the stuff that we need for, you know, the refrigerated stuff. And then we have our deep freeze. What else was it that we still needed to?
The chainsaw. Well, 2 chainsaws. I'm getting a battery operated one and a gas operated one. You want to have redundancy. Like I've always told you guys, you always want to have a backup to your backup. We got the generator.
We have a big generator and then we have a small one.
We're going to probably get another small one before we're done, because the 600 watt ones, is videos on there, the Opus 600, and we're going to use those, one to run the refrigerator, and then we're going to buy another one. They're only $125, so they're not bad. One to run the refrigerator and one to run the freezer, or have both refrigerator and freezer run in one and have the second one as a backup. Again, redundancy. When you're off grid like that, you have to have redundancy. What's Jason saying? Dude, I'm still stressed about getting product. Oh yeah, buddy, you'll do it. You know you can do it.
You know, I mean, there are still some little things that we need, like, you know, we're gonna need light. You know, so we're gonna buy like string lights or maybe those lanterns, or
yeah, I want to get a couple more fans, like I have videos on the channel.
Right. I mean, you know,
we have videos on the channel that they're not battery operated, but they're they call them battery operated, but you charge them. You know,
I mean, you know, there's still a lot of little things that we need
to digging bar, 2 digging bars. I want to get pickaxe.
We need to get shovels. We need to get rakes. We need to get, you know, there's just a lot of things. You know, just a lot of
doesn't mean I want to, huh, Jason?
We're trying to get the big things out of the way.
We still have the 2 saws, which
really, I don't consider those big things.
Okay, so we got the refrigerator.
We got the refrigerator, another generator.
The solar generator, which is going to cost us about $400. The solar generator is going to cost about $400. The fridge is about $160.
Yeah, about that.
And we already have the freezer down at Tina's. Thank you, Tina.
And, you know, like, you know, our little odds and ends things like
Jason, I had an all-in-one military shovel. They're only like 2 foot long, buddy.
Yeah, and you're not bending over.
Those are for like when you're on the ground digging. You know what I mean? Like on your hands and knees digging.
Oh, we got to get the composting toilet.
Well, yeah, we're probably going to work with just a regular camping toilet first.
Well, yeah,
and then work into it. I'm looking into incinerating toilets, where it's hooked to a propane tank, and you just incinerate it. You know what I mean? That'll be, again, those are the couple months, you know, in the beginning that we're going to be working towards upgrading those things.
I mean, like I said, we already have our shower. we have, and our
shower capabilities.
Yeah. Our shower tent, I didn't realize it and Jeff forgot about it, but we have a container, a 5-gallon container for our like shower, but our shower tent also came with like a 3-gallon water bag.
Yes, definitely set up rainwater collection, Jason. That's what we're talking about now. Those are things that we can't prep for here until we get there because I can't haul.
Yeah, there's nowhere we can even put those.
Right. Now, to hold them like IBC totes or even barrels, you're going to need at least 6 to 8 IBC totes or 10 to 12 barrels. Those are things.
We have to wait till we get on.
Propane's not as expensive as you think. We're looking at 100-pound tank.
Up at Lowe's, mind you.
100-pound tank is $230.
And then it's only $75.
It's $70 to fill it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 100-pound tank. A regular a grill tank is 23 pounds. So you figure.
And it's $50, between $50 and $60 brand new for a tank that you use for your propane grill.
Right. And 100-gallon.
So an extra
100 pounds.
Yeah. An extra $40 for so much more. And then $70 to get it refilled every time you need it. Like, that's literally, I mean, my propane tank is, I don't even remember how, 100 pounds?
100 gallons.
100 gallons.
No, there's different gallons, yeah, because that's why people get confused.
I literally pay to get that sucker filled. I pay almost $300 to get that filled.
Right.
And I mean, yeah, granted, I only get it filled twice a year.
We got it filled, February?
Got it filled in February.
And we still have.
And I still have almost 45 gallons left.
And that's after all the winter,
that's after all the cold from February, March, April.
And beginning of April.
In the beginning of May.
In May, and then all the cooking.
And then all the cooking that we've been doing since then. I mean, I still literally have 45 gallons left.
If you, again, it's all about how you.
And we cook on it every day.
Every day.
I mean, I used to in the wintertime, I break out my, this way we don't use as much, so I don't have to fill it as much. It's usually, we use it just for heat. But in the wintertime, I have my air fryer. I have my griddle. I have my Instapot. Right. I have my crock pot. I have, the pizza thing that Tina gave us.
That 100 pound, and those will all run off the generator. The generator can run all of those one by one. But that 100-pound propane tank will run my generator from anywhere between 25 and 40 hours nonstop. So you figure that out. Yeah, who put you on the air fryers?
Okay, first of all, your air fryer bit me every time I used it, so we ain't even going to go there. I still have the scar on the top of my foot from your air fryer.
He's being funny because when Jason brought his air fryer out, and we were totally against air fryers. Like, no.
You weren't. I was. I didn't want to use that sucker to save my life.
That was Paul. He said, God rest his soul. Yeah, Paul was letting us know.
Listen,
he didn't like no one messing with his air fryer, huh, Jason?
Every time I used that air fryer, I would drop the basket.
Because it does the basket, and then inside the basket's a little grate. And she didn't realize that there was the handle detached off.
Detached off that one.
So yeah, every time she would go to move it, the handle would detach.
And literally, I still have the scar on my foot from that air fryer.
Smoking hot.
So I hated air fryers for the longest time.
Propane is not as bad as people think. It's all about how you use it and where you go.
Like I said, I fill my propane tank.
And it don't even cost $300, honestly, to fill it. I mean, that's
almost. I mean,
from zero, we were at like 10.
The last time I had it filled, it was $273.
Yeah, it was so finicky. But we were down to like a little less than 20 gallons.
I don't let it go. It was a little above. It was almost at 30.
No. But by the time we got it filled, remember they were late.
Oh they were 2 weeks late.
They were 2 weeks behind, so we got in late. So it got down to almost 20 gallons. So you figure they filled them up 80%. So it's a 100-gallon tank. So they filled up to 80. So you figure 60 gallons cost us
$273.
Now you go and try to do that with gas and let me know.
Well, now, I mean, I got to get it filled here in the next couple I'm probably going to get it filled at the end of October here.
Yeah.
But it's going to be cheaper because it's still warm outside.
And it's only at 40 some
right
gallons. You know what I mean? But yeah, I looked into all this. These are things I've already researched. You can get a propane stove. You can get a propane fridge.
We have a propane stove.
Yeah, but I'm not like a full size like stove and oven.
Yeah.
You can get a propane fridge. A lot of RVers use those. You can obviously propane heaters. You can propane furnace. You can get one of the big propane tanks that lay down in your yard, 200-gallon propane tank. You can find them cheap for $250. Cost you maybe $400 to fill it up. Yes, it costs you $400 to fill it up. Yes, but that'll last you a whole year. Now you tell me what your gas bill costs you in a year. Well, those of you that have gas bills, a lot more than $400. I can guarantee you that much. I can use that propane to cook. I can heat. I can, hot water tanks, refrigerator, stove, all that, and it still lasts me a whole year. It'll last me about 10 and a half, 11 months. You know what I mean? So you tell me, like I said. But all right, guys, we're going to end it here. Again, for those of you that are going to catch us after the fact or new here, which I don't really see anybody, but just in case anybody would stop through, we are The Country Called Us. We are a prep to Homestead, city to Homestead. We're prepping to move from the city to Homestead. And you're always welcome. Any questions? Like I said, guys, make sure you guys, after the video, go back and drop a comment in the comment section. Love you too, buddy. Love all you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Like I said, please just leave comments. I'll answer anything you want to say. Thanks, Prepared. Appreciate you being there. Like always, you're always there for us. Appreciate it. Again, comments, keys, are key. You guys already dropped the thumbs up. Anybody that might be interested in learning about homesteading or homesteading prep, let them know. Come see our channel.
Listen, and let them know we are far less than professional.
Right, we're definitely not professional.
Definitely not professional.
And we don't want to be. We want to be us. You know what I mean? We don't want.
Yeah, we don't.
This is not going to change who we are or what we are. You know what I mean? That's the whole reason why we're doing this. But again, I can't say enough. You know what I mean? Like, subscribe. Comment. Check out the community page. If you're on a computer or like my iPad or whatever, you go under post. It won't say community page. It'll say post, I believe is what it says. Under the things. You can't see it there. Here, I'll look it up right now real quick. It's under. It says, because it's the community section, but it doesn't come up as community like it does on my phone. It comes up. Let me look here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry about that. Okay, YouTube. I want to tell everybody about this because I was confused when I found on my iPad. I was like, "Where's it at?" I want to make a post about tonight's video. If it comes up here, guys, gee whiz, there it is. Got two YouTubes running at once, so if it's lagging a little bit, that's why I apologize.
Oh yeah, it's definitely lagging.
When you go to our channel, okay, when you're on our channel, it'll say post. It'll say post. You click on that. I can't show you here because I don't have another screen to show you on. This is where all the posts are at about our live streams or polls that we put up. You guys can leave posts in there for me. You can leave comments. YouTube's really pushing that pretty hard right now. Is the community page. Like I said, it says posts. Go over there and say something. Click a button on the post. Something you want to ask me. Leave comments. Listen, we'll answer anything and everything that you could think of. But I appreciate everybody being here. Again, right, 20 people is crazy. We're about to get off and everybody wants to get on.
Right.
That's crazy, right? We appreciate everybody being here. If you're new, like and subscribe. Drop a comment, like I said. All right, guys. Peace out.
Have a nice day.
Thanks for stopping by. Love you guys.